to be real blunt with everybody, when I served as a director, our Rocky Mountain RLI division kind of faltered a little bit, and it's kind of like Humpty Dumpty. We want to put it back together again and start adding value to the districts. Our purpose of the RLI division is very, very simple. To make sure that you've got all the current RLI material. A good example is we had a district that I was talking to today. They were very concerned because it just didn't seem like they had updated material. Well, they didn't. They were behind in the material. So I sent them all the correct material, all the facilitator guides, and now they're up to date. So that's one of the things that we're trying to make sure that we do, is that we're operating with current material. The second thing that I think that we're trying to do is make sure that we come together and share best practices of how to roll out RLI. Jeff, who is now our current and new chairman, which I thank very, very much for doing this, is truly, truly an expert at providing RLI virtually. In fact, he's such an expert. He attended the RLI International meeting about a year ago, 2 years ago, where he presented to the RLI board, international board, on how effective it can be when you operate in a virtual situation, which I think is very applicable right now. The last thing that that I think we need to offer as a division is providing facilitator training when requested. I've already got a request to go to Salt Lake City to provide facilitator training. Obviously, with the current situation that we have with the COVID virus, I'm not going to be going there physically, and I told them just to wait until this clears up a little bit before I go up there. But that's kind of the purpose of the division, and I hope that helps you. I hope that adds value to you. And Jeff, if you want to take it over from now, I sure would like to do that. I think we ought to introduce all the people on the call too.
Absolutely, and I just wanted to let everyone know I am recording this. There are a number of folks who couldn't make it tonight, and so I will be sending out a link later tonight or tomorrow, so that you and the others who couldn't join can watch this. Right, so I am Jeff Weinrack with District 5520, and as of late December, as Greg said, I'm the new Rocky Mountain Division Chair. Thrilled to be in that role. Greg said it better than I could in terms of our role. We're not from the government, but we are here to help you. So,
and we don't tax you.
Right. After we do introductions and we kind of go through how things are going, there are a few things I wanted to mention, including a new Facebook page that we have set up where we want to post pictures and events and things like that. Also remind you all of our website, where we'll be keeping materials updated and things like that. But why don't we go ahead and do introductions? If it's okay with you all, we'll use the Zoom protocol of top left to bottom right. So as I'm looking at the screen, I'll just call out names and just let us know your name, district, and role. Neil?
I'm Neil Wakefield. I'm the lame duck trainer for District 5710. So June 30th, I'll be done for my 3 years.
Awesome.
Thanks, Neil. Thanks for your service.
Thank you, Neil. Fred?
I'm Fred Heismeyer, and I'm the DGE for District 5680.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Condolences.
Lori?
Yes, Lori Cummings, trainer, District 5390, which is the state of Montana.
Great. Thank you, Lori. Karen?
Karen Briggs Harrell, added that last name 3 years ago. I am the RLI coordinator kind of joint coordinator with Beverly Mendel, but I do have that title for District 5450. And I've been doing this since 2011.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen. Bob?
That's
Oh, there's two.
Bob,
Sorry, there's two Bobs. Bob Kemp,
3 Bobs.
3 Bobs. Jeez.
Okay, we got a quorum of Bobs.
Yeah.
Bob Kemp, current district governor in 5450.
Awesome. Thank you. Steve.
Steve Sainert. I'm District Governor nominee designate for 5440. I did my RLI facilitation training with Greg Pod and did a number of RLIs in Denver, the leadership of Karen Briggs, and I've also done one now that I'm in District 5440.
And look what this is, look what you got as a result of it.
Thank you, Steve. Bob Taylor. Bob, you're on mute.
Well, of course I'm on mute. It's this is the third one that I've done today, so it's one of those things. Bob Taylor, I'm the district governor for the western 2/3 of Nebraska, and did my RLI with Diane Edwards, and had a wonderful time. And she keeps waving, so I hope everyone waves back to her. Good deal.
Thank you, Bob. Dan?
I'm Dan Garrison, District 5520. I'm the incoming RLI coordinator for the district and a past district governor.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Paulette?
Yes, Paulette Church. I was the district trainer in 5470 for 7 years. I've worked with Greg and I've worked with Karen as well, training our facilitators. I was the district coordinator for 5 years. Our district seems to have withdrawn from RLI, so I'm kind of looking for ways to get them more engaged with it.
Thank you, Paulette. Russ?
Russ McCoy, I'm with District 5400. I'm a former coordinator of RLI. I invested about 8 or 10 years in it and proudly trained by Mr. Greg Pop.
Oh, hello, Russ. How you doing?
Good, Greg. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thank you, Russ. Ivanhoe? You're on mute.
Sorry about that. Ivanhoe Love, I'm the DGN for District 5680.
Awesome. Thank you. Diane?
Hello, I'm Diane Edwards, and I am currently located in District 5870, which is Central Texas. But I am just coming off of about a 20-year stint in the state of Nebraska in District 5630, where I was involved with RLI there. Since moving to Texas, I've joined the Lone Star RLI division, and we have conducted over a period of the last 5 months, 2 complete series of RLI virtually. And so my role with that division is the education coordinator, going through and bringing the curriculum up to date.
Thank you.
Diane, we'll give you 5 past district governors and cash if you'll come back.
Okay, I'll entertain it.
No problem. It'd be all cash too, no check.
All right.
Thank you, Diane. Bucci?
Hi guys, my name is Bucci and I'm the district governor nominee for 5450.
Awesome. Thank you. Russell?
Yes, I'm district governor-elect for District 5400. It's Idaho and Eastern Oregon. Good to see you, Greg, and very nice to meet you, Jeff.
Good to see you too, Russell.
Beverly?
Beverly Mendel, I'm the district operations manager for District 5450 and have worked with Karen Briggs, like she said, since 2011. I've facilitated every RLI. I've missed 2 in all that time. So we're joined at the hip. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Sunny?
Hi, everyone. I'm Sunny Kellerman. I'm the current district governor for District 5520, New Mexico and West Texas.
Hey, Sunny.
Hi, Greg. Good to see
How
you.
you doing? Good to see you.
all.
Thank you, Sunny. Alan?
Yeah, I'm Alan Bosch, District 5400. I was in the initial group that started RLI here in District 5400. I'm a kind of a semi-coordinator for the southwestern part of the district. So Russ and Russell, hello. Been a while since we've talked. Our district is kind of like Paulette's. We've kind of fallen off the face of the earth in terms of RLI. And we had a great program going, and it just seemed to falter. So I'm interested very much in terms of how to roll out again and get it going. I think Russ McCoy and I would be very interested in that.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely.
Thank you. Bob Maber?
Yes, hello, everybody. I'm Bob Neighbor, and I'm the district governor-elect for Central Western Nebraska 5630. Thank you.
Hey, Bob.
Thanks.
Bye. Good to see you.
Angela?
Hi, my name is Angela Rickman. I'm the current district governor for 5750, which is North Central Oklahoma.
Great. Thank you, Angela. Ray?
Yeah, Ray Anderson, District Governor-elect for District 5450. Thanks.
Hey, Ray.
Thank you, Ray. Lee?
Levar Nelson, I'm the district governor nominee for District 5440 and looking forward to finding out what's going on with bringing our RLI back.
Awesome. Thank you. Renee?
Hi there. I'm Renee Canton from District 5520. I'm currently the co-coordinator for our RLI program, but I have to owe everything to our district governors, Sunny and Jeff, and my co-coordinator, Kathy Fuller, who has just really brought our program to a new level. And we are on our second series now of starting again for the last 3 series. Thank you.
Thanks, Renee. Shuri?
Hi, I'm Cherie Shale. I'm the district governor-elect for 5440, which is Wyoming and Northern Colorado. And I'm also a past RLI district coordinator and facilitator.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So this is kind of a get to know meeting, and also to kind of understand how things are going as you introduce yourselves. Some of you kind of talked about, that there may be a dip going on, but we really want to try to understand what's going well and what we can do better. And I think that's part of our role at the Rocky Mountain Division, is to help districts grow RLI. And so what we want to hear is from each district, and I realize there's some of you that may be from the same district, so you can have different people speak or you can have one speak, but we really want to hear what's going well or what has been going well. How did COVID and going virtual affect RLI? So how are things going now? Because that was not within our control. What are some opportunities? Maybe some things that have not been tried that are things that we ought to consider to make RLI more successful in our districts. So who would like to start?
Well, I'll start.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm District 5450, and as I said, I've been doing this since 2011, and it was a very strong program for many years. And then I'd say, and Beverly, you jump in here too, 2018-19, is that right? Anyway, we saw a dip in people interested in RLI. We weren't quite sure what, so we tried a lot of different ways to attract people, and it was just slowly sort of getting smaller and smaller. Then COVID, so then in 1920 we did have a course in the fall, which wasn't huge like we're used to. But then COVID hit, and we have not done anything virtually. We did try, I don't want to say collapsing the 3 sessions into just 2. So Beverly and I spent a great deal of time looking at the curriculum and trying to find where we could combine content so that we could have just 2 sessions instead of 3. Because again, big group in session 1, smaller group session 2, and then really small in session 3 is what we were finding. And so we spent a lot of time redoing the curriculum. We didn't ask permission either, so we may have to ask for forgiveness. And then COVID hit, and so we weren't able to offer or to go back to that. We offered the first course of our combined curriculum in the fall. And then we got stopped by COVID. So anyway, that's kind of where we are. And Beverly, if you want to add anything.
No, I think Karen described it really well. We seem to have a really hard time getting people to come. We were always doing a Saturday, so like 8:30 to 3:30 or something like that with breakfast and lunch. And it wasn't that people, I think out of all the 10, 11 years, we had 2 people ever say this wasn't worth my time. So everyone thought that it was great, but getting people to register was like pulling teeth. It was never the curriculum per se, but then particularly as we got going, but this was true with all district training. It wasn't just RLI. The attendance over the last 2-3 years has been dropping dramatically, and resistance to Saturday, and particularly all day Saturday. So Karen and I talked last fall about how we could potentially look at RLI online. I'm really curious what people have found, because we even talked about doing it where instead of having 3 separate, say, leadership trainings, that we did leadership all one night and then the membership ones, because to try and get people to do Zoom for 4 or 5 hours is just, that's even worse. And so we talked about that, but we didn't pull the trigger. We didn't do it. And so I'm really curious what people have found is working, because we're talking about training. I talked to our district governor and our district governor-elect just today about training and going forward with our district and how we're going to look at that. So anyway, thank you.
So just so I'm clear,
and Karen, I really appreciate it. I know the work that both of you have put in over the years, because obviously you're my district. But I do want to make a comment that is very concerning to me, and that is people not wanting to come to training events and to be educated on Rotary. I was talking to John Huco yesterday, and he told me that the United States alone lost over 12,000 net members from Rotary, and it continues to drop. And it's very concerning to me that if we can't educate Rotarians, they're not going to stay. And so we're actually going in the wrong direction here. And I'm really looking forward to hearing if somebody's got some solutions to all this.
Sunny, go ahead.
Thanks, Jeff. Hi, everyone. I'm happy to report some good news about all of this. We feel as though our program has been revived this year after a couple of years of lying quiet. One of the things we discovered while we were still meeting in person, we're a huge district, like 1,000 miles from end to end. And so people really didn't want to travel to some location and spend 5 hours and then drive home. We found that the best solution for us then was to do a weekend, a Friday afternoon session, a Saturday morning, and a Saturday afternoon, and make a weekend of it and have a party on Friday night. And that we had several of those, and they worked really well and they were well attended. When the COVID thing hit, we really took off. And one of the things I think that made the difference was selling it as a cost savings. You know, we could say, this is free. We're sending you your materials online. You can attend in your pajamas. You don't have to pay for meals or a hotel or gas. And you get to be with people who are making a difference in the world. So that was one thing, that Zoom was actually a benefit. It seems as though every Zoom session we've done has been more successful than the one before. People are getting more confident and competent, and I would say even happy with it sometimes, because it's better than not seeing one another at all. And if we were together, we wouldn't see our faces because we'd have masks. So there's that. A couple of other things that we've done. We've invited other districts to join us. So we've had some participants from other districts, and that's been very, very enriching, and it's helped make it even more fun. We've targeted presidents-elect. We've had the DGEs reaching out to the incoming club presidents saying, this is particularly something for you. Be sure you get there. And that's had an impact. Two other things. One is our team, Renee and Kathy Fuller, have brought a lot of energy and enthusiasm to the whole conversation. Their invitations on email are humorous and light and fun, and they make it feel like something you really want to do. And that has made a difference, I think. And then I want to let you know that we just started on this next round, something we haven't done before. We're announcing that every Rotarian in our district who attends all 3 sessions in this Rotary year will either receive a full Paul Harris Fellow or be brought to the next level if they have a partial. And we're saying that we're counting on them to regard this as the honor it's intended to be, and to remember that every RLI graduate is a gift to Rotary and a gift to our district. So this feels like a really good investment. And we have enough major donors in our district who can help with the foundation recognition points to make that doable. Renee, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, it helps tremendously when you have the wonderful support of a district governor and an excellent district trainer. So yeah, in the beginning, I was last year as well. And before we went virtual, it was kind of, I scheduled 2, didn't have enough people sign up, so we canceled both. Although the central part of our district that Jeff coordinates, they were doing well, but it's also the big cities up here too. But other than that, yeah, it's been, the virtual's been nice. We've had 1 or 2, wasn't really a complaint about the length of it, because it's 7:30 in the morning till 1 ish.
With two breaks.
With 2 breaks, and so not close enough to a complaint to worry about that time frame. I think it's worked out pretty well.
Yeah, because it doesn't take the whole Saturday away from you. It's a little
Hey,
brutal
Renee.
at 7:30, but otherwise good. Yes.
Renee and Sunny, real quick question. I know you kind of, you will, mastered this virtual. Do you feel that the participants lose as a result of being virtual, or do you see no difference at all?
Well, I think there's less difference than I was afraid there would be, Greg. I appreciate the question. And it's partly because people are getting more comfortable with being together this way. And it's partly because we're making an effort to do breakout rooms during the Zoom class. So it's not just listening to it's not listening to a lecture for sure, and it's not just group discussion, but a chance to really dig in with people a few times. So I would say, yes, we're losing something. We always lose something when we can't be completely together and hugging, but less loss than I was anticipating.
But you're getting good participation though.
We are, and people are coming away happy.
Yeah.
And we've included other districts and enjoyed getting to know other Rotarians from other
Yeah.
states that we normally wouldn't have.
Dan, were you going to add something?
I just was going to make the point Renee did is I think the fact that we've introduced our district members to Rotarians from other districts through RLI has been a great selling point, because all of a sudden they see Rotary from outside their city limits.
Yes.
And I think that's important.
And they're picking up ideas from one another. They do things differently. So it's really, really rich.
Thank you. Diane, do you want to go next?
Yes, I thought I would share with this group. I realize I'm no longer a working member of the Rocky Mountain RLI, but the Lone Star RLI division that I've been working with is operating as one of the 3 pilot divisions in developing a virtual curriculum and a way to deliver this program in that manner. We've had, as I alluded to, all 3 parts offered twice. And in some cases, we offered part 1 3 times, part 2 3 times, whatever it might be. It's been very successful for exactly the reasons that have already been stated in terms of our offering it as a division-wide automation opportunity. We have divisions that include districts rather that are getting to know each other, and that cross-fertilization has been very valuable. We also have done online facilitator training. We've had 4 sessions, and we've welcomed people from other divisions to come to that facilitator training. And the reason we've done that so often is we're trying to build the facilitators for the districts that belong to this division so that they can do an online version as well using their own resources. But after having been introduced to the other facilitators from the other districts in the division, we are sharing one another's opportunities. So it's been very successful. And how we've done this is we've stayed strictly with the RLI curriculum. We have not condensed it. We've offered it in 4 sessions, 4 2-hour sessions for 1 part. The first session is an orientation to make people comfortable on the virtual environment. It's pretty much teaching them the tools, because we use breakout rooms, we use slides, we use Kahoot, we use lots of things to engage the audience. And it has been highly successful. And those that have gotten through and graduated, and those facilitators that have helped with the training have come back to us saying that in many ways it's been a more valuable experience than the face-to-face. So I think that we have a real opportunity to build on this. And Saturday, our division chair, Sherry Munez, is meeting with all of us, and we're going to polish up our final recommendation to RLI International concerning the pilot, and hope to get approval to share that out. Up until this point, we didn't feel like we had the authority to do that. But in line with what we did, we also took the curriculum and modified it so that it was most current, because, as you know, they do a good job of updating, but there are several things in the current curriculum that are not up to speed still, like the strategic plan is an example. And the concept of the vibrant club, all of those things we've tried to fit into this. So with the approval of that curriculum and our model, we hope to be able to share out to you. And I would say this, if there should be a desire for facilitator training online and we have something scheduled, I'll be happy to let you know, Jeff. And it may be that some of the folks in this division can participate as well in the facilitator training, because that's standard. That's all.
Awesome.
Hey, Diane, I talked to Sherry the other day, and she indicated that she would like to have a session like this with our division. so that your districts can share with our districts what's going on. And I just think that's very positive.
It is. It's been a good experience, and I've seen both. And working with Rocky Mountain, we've seen several of the districts represented here that have taken curriculum and modified it to a weekend or shortened it to, you know, a very abbreviated version. We've tried very hard to stay with the original curriculum because we think there is value to stretching it out if you can get people to attend.
So thank you, Diane. What other district would like to share what's working well and maybe some opportunities?
This is Paulette Church. I'm with 5470. And what I found, and we did a combined facilitator training. Greg was part of that with 5520 with Sunny's district as well. And my facilitators that were trained or retrained in that, we have a huge backlog of people. And right now with COVID, our members want training. They have the time and they love not having to travel. And we had done some early compression, and every time we did it, our members said, we need more time, we need more time. And so we've been doing full day trainings. It's a little harder with COVID, and splitting it into half days is really good. But when we did some full days, they said, I never thought I'd be on Zoom for 6 hours and feel like it was 2. They were really excited about the interaction. Doing breakout rooms really helps. I think Sunny referred to that earlier. And so our district has decided that RLI does not fit the mission of Rotary International anymore. And so they've stopped the training. But I had several facilitators and that are presidents of local clubs contact me, and they want to do RLI training modules in place of programs for their clubs because they found out there was a lot of people that didn't know much about Rotary, even though they'd been a Rotarian for maybe 20 or 25 years. So I've just been doing morning trainings or afternoon or whatever those clubs need. And we are picking and choosing from modules. But we had good turnout. We've had people that even past district governors who want to do RLI training now, but our district is not doing it. They're looking to create their own curriculum. I know, and I'm so glad that you're doing some updates, Diane, because I think that's needed. Anytime you get 2 years out, you're going to have some need for updating. And I'm a curriculum development, I'm an educator, as is Karen. So we know that things need to be updated. But to me, right now people have time. They've learned how to use Zoom. And they're really saying, please let us know more about Rotary. And even in these club meetings where we're meeting with maybe, 15 to 20, 25 members at a time, the feedback is, where can I learn more? Where can I learn more? So I think the more that we can do around RLI, education is just key to continuing and keeping your membership, enabling your membership, empowering your membership, and helping them to recruit new Rotarians. That's one of the big things that I'm seeing in our clubs that I'm working with, and even in our own. We're losing members as we're not meeting together. People are dropping out because it's not the fellowship they thought it was. And I see RLI is the glue that can keep us together, that can keep us engaged, that can keep us moving forward. So I really, even though our district has stepped aside, I really want to encourage all districts to keep this going. It's what we need to do to engage our members, to empower our members, and to strengthen Rotary and its impact. Thank you.
Thank you. So that brings me to something I was wanting to ask you all. And I still want to hear more about how some of your districts are doing, but I'm curious if any of your districts have in your district plan, assuming your district has a plan, either a goal around RLI or a goal where RLI is a strategy to help accomplish it. Do any of you have examples of that where there's something tangible in your district plan that relates to RLI as opposed to just kind of being floating out there? Anyone?
Jeff, this is Russell from District 5400. Part of our strategic plan, and we actually do have one and are completing it, we're meeting with our district leadership and assistant governors on the 20th of February to go through the strategic plan. And RLI is a new addition for our district. I know Russ and Alan have been doing it for many, many years, but I'm not sure they'll have to speak as to when it really dropped off. So it's not a new initiative, but it actually is part of our strategic plan going forward. And our plan is a 5-year forward-looking plan.
And how is RLI couched in that plan? Is it part of member engagement, or what? How is it couched in the plan as why it's important?
Oh, it's separate. It's not under membership or any other thing. It's a separate own.
Separate.
The reason why we're doing that is that we need future leaders. We want to engage emerging leaders, and there's just a huge vacuum in our district as far as training goes. We were shocked to find out that most Rotarians didn't even know that Zone 26 and 27 existed. So there's just a lot of fun training that we can do to better equip our future Rotarian leaders. So I think it's extremely important.
And Sunny just put a text in with a similar notion. Any other districts have RLI somehow embedded in their district plan?
Well, Alan and Russ should update us, because where they're at, because they've been involved for years in my district. Alan, Russ?
Yeah, I just know a couple of years ago when, probably about 2 or 3 years ago, Russell, you probably remember, we had a couple of district governors that quite frankly did not support it. We tried to get things moving, and I just got pushback constantly. I think Russ McCoy probably felt the same thing in Eastern Idaho, that our district governors were not pushing it. And I don't know what the magic formula is, because I think it's invaluable given the amount of knowledge or lack thereof of some of our, particularly our younger members that have a lot of potential, but they're just floundering in terms of what Rotary does. More so at the international level and maybe even the district level. They know what their club does, but when you get into some of the more regional or global, other than a few projects they're aware of, they don't really have knowledge that they need. It was very frustrating for me personally a couple of years ago, because we just couldn't get any traction. So it was, and this year with COVID, it's literally fallen off my lap. I've just not pushed it at the district level with our current governor, or even the former last year's couple governors. We've had some great governors that supported it greatly, 4 or 5 years ago. So.
Yeah, we had a run probably 8 or 10 years of good participation. It was a great member development, officer development program, rave reviews about the kind of material they were getting, recommending that their friends and fellow Rotarians would go. But as Alan said, we lost some of the support from the leadership. And without that there, it's pretty hard for me to push in 8 or 10 different clubs when we're geographically spread all over. You got to have that leadership to help you. So I think that's critical.
In 5470, our current district governor got the message when he went to the district governor training. And so I'm asking you that the message that the mission of Rotary International was changing and that RLI did not meet that mission. Did anyone else get that feeling, or I don't know where that's coming from?
No. Greg?
Not even a little bit. I don't know where that would come from.
Paulette, I can't imagine Rotary International saying that RLI did not fulfill the mission of Rotary. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sunny?
Yeah, I just occurred to me to mention, I don't know how practical this is, and I'm not sure what difference it makes, but I have made a point of attending all of our RLI sessions. And one of the things, I think there are two things that provides. One is a gift to me because I get to know members around our district a great deal more and have a relationship with them. And I wouldn't be surprised if it adds a certain gravitas to the enterprise, you know, that if it's worth my time to be there with them, then maybe this is worth doing. I know it's a big investment, but I think it makes a difference.
Hey, Russell, why do you think district governors did not put this as a priority?
In our district the last few years?
Yeah, I mean,
there are a lot of things that I don't understand, Greg, honestly. Why, it has taken me a year and a half of constant wrangling to get our district to participate in Pacific Northwest Pets, which is just a tremendous opportunity for leadership learning and meeting people and expanding horizons. So it's interesting, the mindset. It's a change. I don't understand it. To me, it just is basic, something you would want to do. And that's why we're recreating it or making it important again. Our district has really just stopped doing a lot of things the last 3 years. It's not just RLI.
Thanks.
Jeff,
Mhm.
if I might add something, I know it was either Paulette or possibly Russell or someone else that brought up the younger members, that we did have one of our Rotaract president attended our first sessions and graduated as well. And so involving any Rotaract, any of your younger club groups, Interact, anything that you have in place is a great benefit. And both of them, the two Rotaractors that attended, both had excellent comments, and everybody just, grabbed them up really quick, so that was a great benefit.
So thank you. We've got about 15 minutes. If there are other districts that would like to share kind of what's going well and what are some opportunities, we've got about 5 or 6 more minutes before we get into kind of next steps. So anyone else who hasn't spoke yet?
Well, I'll start for a second. In Nebraska, we're finding that our clubs are becoming more and more siloed. They really look at Rotary as just a club involvement, and they're not looking at it from a standpoint of all of the other things that Rotary provides you. It's a very difficult situation to get these clubs out of their silos, and obvious term in Nebraska, but getting them to involve themselves in anything that is even at the district level. I think in all of these situations, it's the people behind it that really will drive the program in your districts. You've got to have people that are sponsoring it, that are involved in it, and that really think that it's a good situation. because on the naysayer side, it's drifted away for the past 2 years here in 5630. And on the naysayer side, the biggest consideration that I've heard is relevancy of the curriculum. And is the curriculum relevant to today's Gen Xers? I mean, I had a president 2 days ago who called me up and he said, I can't get any of these people to volunteer. None of these Gen Xers want to do anything. And I'm one of them. I'm a Gen Xer myself. And I can't figure it out. And so, you get into these cultural and considerations that are possibly even beyond the RLI franchise itself. And you've got to really understand from a curriculum standpoint, from a participant standpoint, what is it bringing them? We have developed a little course here that meets every Friday morning on emotional IQ, new term, the term that's going around right now. And we've really enjoyed the things that brings you, but that's kind of the softer side. Everyone feels that, everyone knows about a lot of the things that are in RLI, and I can depend on them to bring them to us. Well, man, if you have what did you say, Craig? It's a 12,000 member loss. Is that just this Rotary year?
That was as of last year's Rotary year.
Oh, last year's Rotary. So we don't have a feel as to how many people have not gotten into the second half of the year of this Rotary year.
That is correct.
Yeah. And,
but John Hugo was, as you can imagine, was very, very concerned.
Oh, I'm sure he is. Yeah. John's if there's anyone that has a straight shooting target, it's John. But that's the consideration that I see, is that you've got to make it relevant to today's member, and also understand that it's people that drive the program.
Anyone? Yes, Lori?
Well, I would mirror a lot of what Bob said. Two things that come to mind is we've done an abbreviated Reader's Digest version of RLI for quite a while. We had a past district governor who brought it in, and prior to that, we weren't in RLI in my district. But I don't think there's anybody in the current G train that has participated. I think it's important to get the assistant governors through RLI so that they can bring it back to their clubs and talk it up. And then in the area that Bob's talking about, every time I'm meeting with my training committee and we're trying to put something on, I'm really pushing, and this isn't Rotary necessarily, but the value added. Time nobody has extra time. Everybody feels pulled in every direction. And I think that training, any training, has to not only benefit Rotary, it has to benefit the individual. And that means that it has to, especially for the younger folks, give them a new tool in their toolbox to help them in their career development. You do that and you will get them involved.
Amen.
Amen. So we've got about 10 minutes left. Oh, yeah, we've got about 10 minutes left. One thing I wanted to do before we close the meeting was take a picture and post it on our new Rocky Mountain Division Facebook page. So if you would give me just a second.
Get up close to the camera, folks.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Okay, thank you. And let me just quickly bring up the page so you can find it. Let's see. Drop this. Okay. Can you all see Facebook?
Yep.
Okay, so it's the Rocky Mountain Division Rotary Leadership Institute, so you should be able to search and find it, or you can find it under Rocky Mountain RLI. We just started the page, so it doesn't have a lot of content yet, but as you're holding your events, please send me your pictures, YouTube videos, anything you've got, and I will go ahead and post it. And I will also post the picture from tonight and other things from, other interesting RLI tidbits. Also want to make sure you all had our website because it had changed. It's rockymountainrli.org. And again, we'll try to keep it updated as much as possible. And who knows, we may have other social media, things going on, who knows. So a couple things as we're closing. I'm a big fan of innovation. I think Rotary Leadership Institute is, Rotary Leadership Institute is ripe for innovation because it's kind of designed not to be an official Rotary program. So we have flexibility, and COVID is not something that we planned for. And when I asked about district plans, my guess is that COVID wasn't in it until now. But the challenge of living in a virtual environment has provided opportunity. And I think RLI is one of those programs where we can be innovative. We don't have to wait for something strange to happen to come up with a new idea. And I'd like to have this group, maybe quarterly, get together and share ideas like we did today and support each other. Because often if we're trying to be innovative, a lot of times the ideas come from exchange and not just what comes up in one person's head. And having Diane join us is a perfect example because we can work with other divisions. So I'm thinking of maybe convening this group quarterly, if that would work. If you want to meet more often, that's fine. But initially I'm thinking quarterly. But obviously at any time, you can reach out to us or each other. If you're putting on events, if you want to share curriculum, if you want to do joint events, things like that. But I really feel like we have an opportunity. And I view myself in this role as a facilitator of change so that RLI becomes more vibrant in our districts, so that it is invaluable. Someone had mentioned it's invaluable. I think we know that it's invaluable. Our charge is that the members of our district know that it's invaluable. Beverly, you raised your hand. Go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, actually, Sunny, I think it was you that mentioned that you have fun, exciting emails that you send out to invite people. I'd be really curious to see what that is, because that's part of it. If it's like, how do you get the message out and how do you get people, even once we decide we're going to start it again, but even for any training. Now we were pretty excited last night. We had our mid-year president's meeting. Bob did, Bob Kemp, our first virtual one. We had 99 people on there.
Wow.
We were only missing maybe 6 out of 59 clubs. We've never had that kind of participation. Now it was only an hour and 15 minutes. So again, we went short with it, but I'd be really curious to see when you say you have a fun invitation, what is a fun invitation?
I think I may have a copy of one or two. If you'll put your email in the chat, I'll send you one.
Sure, that would be great.
I have copies as well.
Oh, good. Renee, may I give that to you to take care of then?
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a great question. And I think it takes an art really, but it helps if we lighten it up ourselves. And I remember learning somewhere that if you want someone to be excited, you need to be wildly excited. So, you want to be stepping your message up beyond where you want to leave them. So be outrageous.
Hey, Sonny and Renee, could you share that with Jeff? And Jeff, maybe we can share that with everybody on this call.
I think that's a
Absolutely.
great idea.
That'd be
Yes,
great.
Absolutely.
because we're getting some requests in chat. Thank you,
Yeah.
everyone. We'd be happy to share that.
That'd be great.
Thank you.
Feel free to steal it.
So
Hey, Diane, real quick, when do you think that you're going to, quote, roll it out to RLI International on your virtual program? I'm sure
We have-
everybody here would be interested in seeing how you're doing that.
Absolutely, and I'm anxious to share it out. We have a meeting Saturday afternoon, our committee or our division leadership team, Sherry and several of the other folks. And I hope that we can say soon after that. Sherry Muniz has been very ill for the last 6 weeks. And so things had kind of come to a stop or a standstill, and we're hoping to get going again. So I'm anxious to share because I'm really, really fascinated and enthused about the model that we've come up with. And I'm very proud of it. And I'd be happy to share it with this group as soon as it's appropriate. We just don't want to go outside the line since we're a pilot. We want to make sure we do it and get full approval of the oversight committee.
Are you working directly with Mike McGovern?
Yes, Sherry is directly. I haven't, but Sherry is.
Yeah,
Yes.
for those of you on the call, Dave Lynette, who originally started RLI, has stepped down, and Mike McGovern, which is an incredible chair of RLI, is taking over, and I think that's really going to be a positive, quite frankly.
I do too. And I just shared with Jeff, I noticed on that a Facebook page, the RLI logo, we were informed by Rotary International that there was a new logo that we needed to use that doesn't include the wheel. So
Right.
I shared that with Jeff as well.
awesome. Thank you. So we do have a couple minutes left. Greg, do you want to provide any closing sage remarks?
No, I really don't. I do want to thank everybody for being on this call. You all know me that I truly believe in education and training. I think educated Rotarians don't leave Rotary, and I feel very strongly about that. And I hate to see when clubs, like Bob said, are getting into their silos. I hate it when I see clubs not being involved in training and district conferences. You can't tell me that that's good for Rotary. So we really need to regroup. Let's work together and let's really help these clubs and districts become very excited about RLI. So thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate you putting this together for us tonight.
Oh, you're very welcome. So tomorrow or over the weekend, I will send out the link to the recorded version, and we'll consider maybe getting back together in a few months, but got a lot to think about. And again, don't hesitate to reach out, including for facilitator training, as Greg was mentioning. So with that, thank you all very much. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank
Thank
you.
Greg. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye.
Right.